Hey, yo, and welcome to the 64th edition of the Take One podcast. And if you clicked on this, you already know what I'm talking about. So I am basically going to run through my experience of getting my MoviePass card. Now, I've had it for months. I've had it since last year. I put out 2 videos of the MoviePass card. Both of them was quick takes. I believe. I think they both was quick takes. One of them was just describing the MoviePass and all that stuff, and the other one was basically it took it a long time for me to get it, so I was kind of frustrated. I wanted to know where my MoviePass card was, but I didn't follow up on that. I didn't let you guys know how my experience was, so I'm going to get into that. But before I get into that, I'm going to be talking about the movies in January. Now, I've stated before that in my podcast, if you've been listening to my podcast, I do this thing where before the month comes, I basically just run down the movies that's coming out for the month that's coming ahead. Like if I did, by the end of this month, I'm going to be doing one for what will dominate May. And then I'll run down all the big movies and which 5 movies I think is going to dominate for that month. And then I've been doing that for like the past months. Well, not the past months, but I've done it several times and stuff. And I did it a few times last year, but I didn't come back and then see if I was right. It's kind of like a prediction, how I do my predictions every week with the box office. So I'm going to be starting to do that. And so this podcast, I wanted to get that out the way and talk about the movies in January. And I'm going to be mentioning their domestic and world and stuff and what movies actually did dominate. Since I didn't do a podcast before this year and all this stuff, I'm just going to be mentioning it. And basically, I'm going to recap once I have my predictions out for whatever month. I'm going to be comparing it to what actually dominated that month. And so, even if the movie is still in theaters or whatever, I'm still, by the end of that month, so the 29th or 28th or whatever, like February or the 30th or 31st, after that month is over, whatever that number is, that's what I'm going to do. Because I know some of them are still going to be racking up money going on in their run, so in any case, let me go ahead and get into it. That way y'all can listen to exactly what y'all clicked on this for. So first off, the movies that were up in January were Insidious Chapter 4, The Last Key, The Commuter, Paddington 2, Proud Mary, Den of Thieves, 12 Strong, Forever My Girl, and Maze Runner: The Death Cure. Those are all the movies that came out in January. Well, the big named movies. And so, I know Hostels came out in January this year, but it's a 2017 movie, so I'm not counting that. It's another movie that came out, Bailau. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just bad at that. I didn't mention that up in here because I don't know. Maybe I should have mentioned it, but hey, it's whatever. I don't think you guys are going to care. But what dominated January 2018? So we're going to run it down. So Insidious Chapter 4, which not really, is that really the real title? Is it? Or is it just Insidious: The Last Key? Because it's not Chapter 4 because it's before the first one. Anyway, so at a budget at $10 million, domestically as of like today, because I've recalibrated everything. But as of today, its domestic bringings was $67 million, and its world is $166 million, which is not bad at all. I didn't have any problems with the movie. Well, I did have problems with the movie, but the movie was good. I enjoyed it. It did what it was supposed to do. The Commuter, domestic, it didn't have a budget. Well, I mean, of course it did have a budget, but it didn't specify what the budget was. But it's domestic to the, everything is to today. I redid it today, so yeah. So its domestic is at 36 million, and its world is at like 116 million. Paddington 2. Its domestic is at 40 million. The world is at 224 million. Not bad at all. Didn't show what the budget was. Proud Mary had a budget of 14 million. Domestic did 20 million. World did 21 million. I seen the movie. Yeah, I could say that's accurate. Den of Thieves. Don't know the budget of it, but the domestic was 44 million and the world total was 78 million. Not too bad. I enjoyed the movie. 12 Strong. Its domestic was 45 million and its world was 62 million. Don't know what the budget was. Didn't have it listed, so there it is. Forever My Girl. I didn't catch that movie. Wasn't able to catch that movie. The budget was 3.5 million domestic. It didn't hit world, so its domestic was 16 million. It made its budget back. I mean, it wasn't crazy numbers, but it made its budget back and more, so whatever. And then rounding it off is Maze Runner: The Death Cure with a budget of 62 million and its domestic is at 57 million. And its world total is at 284 million. So that overseas money built it up. And this movie was amazing. You know, it was really, really good. It was the best out of the series. So it deserved to make the money it did. So basically, just to recap everything, the top 5 highest earners. Number 5 is Den of Thieves. Number 4 is The Commuter. Number 3 was Insidious Chapter 4, The Last Key. Number 2 was Paddington 2, and number 1 was Maze Runner: The Death Cure, which is kind of crazy. Like, you would never think that, you know, Paddington would have probably been like one of the highest grossing movies of January or even just this year, you know. But I seen the movie. The movie is really good. The movie is really good. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be good, but it was good. But yeah, I mean, like, I didn't mention it in my last Take One podcast, but yeah, I mean, the first quarter of this year was pretty decent. It was more movies that I liked, that I loved, than movies that I didn't like or, you know, wasn't in my favor or anything like that. It wasn't really a movie I truly hated. The ones that came close was Strangers Pray at Night. I wasn't too fond of Hurricane Heights, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. It just wasn't good. But when it comes down to it, for the first month of January, it wasn't that many movies that came out in January. But I mean, I enjoyed it for the first part. Like I said, it's only like 1 or 2 movies. Yeah, like 2 movies, Forever My Girl and the movie Bylaw, that I didn't catch. But, I mean, I enjoyed it for the first part. Now, guaranteed, I probably might end up catching Forever My Girl on DVD and end up loving it. Like, damn, I should have saw this in theaters, but it's whatever. But, yeah, that's going ahead, and that's going to end that. So, let me go ahead and get into my MoviePass experience. So, I know a lot of you guys are wondering, how was my MoviePass experience? I know I've read online a lot of people had bad experience with it. Certain people have good experience with it. Like a lot of people on podcasts I listen to, they love it. They have it. They use it. You know, whatever. It's crazy. My experience with it, I love it. I simply love it. I simply love the MoviePass. The only thing that I don't like is that you only can use it once a day. If it was twice a day, I'd be happy. If it was twice a day, I would be happy. But you can only use it once a day, which you can't complain about it. You can't, you know. I just wish that I could use it multiple times a day. But you can't complain. You know, you get to see a movie a day with it, $10 a month, whatever. It's good. You know, it's nothing to sit here and be upset about or just bitch about, because you're paying $10 a month and you get to see, I'm not even going to do the math, but just think, you spending the average movie ticket $10 a day, 30 times. If you go see a movie all month, 30 to 31 times, like a day, you know, or not a day, but you know, you spend $10 a day for that whole month. That's you're paying way less for this MoviePass than you would normally coming out your pocket. So it's like, it's worth the money. It's worth the money. And so, basically, if you haven't heard of the MoviePass, I'm just about to run down, like, basically the the pros and cons of it real quick. Like I said, it's only $10 a month. It's $9.95 precisely, but I mean, just it's $10 round up. And then you got no contract, so you pay per month with it. You can cancel at any time. You can see a movie a day with it. You can have repeat viewings on it. That means that if you see a movie and you like it, you want to go see it the next day or later on that weekend, you go see it again. Whatever, it don't matter. And you get to see new movies with it. You ain't gotta wait or anything like that. It has no blackout dates. You go see it any day of the week that the movie theater is open. Don't matter if the movie theater is open on Christmas, you can use it. It don't matter, and it's accepted at most theaters. And that's basically, I mean, really saying at most theaters, because it's not. I'm gonna get into the cons. But I mean, it's gonna be accepted at the theater more than likely near you. The AMC, Regal, Carmike, New Vision. Those are the theaters that was around me. What is it? I said Regal. You got whatever Marcus, whatever movie theaters near you or whatever. It's more than likely accepted at that. But the cons is that it's not accepted at premium theaters. That's the whole thing with the most. But there's not really that many premium theaters probably around too much. But you can use it at an AMC. So that's where a lot of people go unless you're not living near an AMC. You can go ahead and use it near an AMC. But yeah, you can't use it at any premium theaters. You can't see IMAX or 3D with it. You can only see 2D movies. You got to buy it on site, which means that when you have the app, basically you can only use it. You can only check into the app, which I'm explaining how you use it. But you have to be within 100 yards of the movie theaters in order to activate your card to use it. You can't pre-order any tickets online. You can't pre-order anything beforehand or nothing like that. You have to buy it on site. That's the only thing, only drawback. Well, that's one of the drawbacks. It only pays for one ticket. Like I said, you can only use it once a day. You can't pay for anybody else and this and that, blah, blah, or you can't pay for several people. You can't use it to buy any concessions, just for the movie ticket, as well as, it's something on there. I've heard two things that if you cancel, that you have to wait 6 months. But then I saw something you have to wait 9 months. So it's something you have to wait a long period of time before you can resubscribe to it. You know, that's just the way it is. But I mean, weighing out the pros and cons, for me, the pros heavily outweigh the cons, because you got to think about it. How many of you guys go see IMAX and 3D on a regular basis for every single movie that you go see? Not every single movie is in 3D and IMAX, so that really wouldn't, matter to you. But I mean, nowadays 3D and IMAX cost like, $15 something, depending on where you at, probably a little bit more per person. But you may be paying that like maybe once a month, once every 2-3 months. Probably you only see that for like movies that are real big, like an Avengers Infinity War. You probably might want to go see that in IMAX and 3D or something, or just IMAX. And you probably willing to pay that amount. But, just more than likely you see 2D movies all the time. So that's really no thing about it. Like I said, premium theaters can't use that, but majority of the theaters that's around USA are non-premium theaters. They might have IMAX and 3D in the theater, but you can go see 2D in those same theaters. And then concessions, yeah, you're stuck having to sneak food up in there. Pays for one ticket. It don't matter. If you're like me and you go to the movies by yourself, you don't mind going to the movies by yourself, or if you're going with friends and you have to pay for yourself anyway, you're not paying. You're seeing the movie for free, So, I mean, it's only $10 a month. $10 a month. So unless you just don't have a job and you can't pay it, I could see you canceling it. But it's like there's really no reason for you not to do it, because more than likely it's going to give you a reason to go to the movies or to see more movies. And people saying like, I don't know if it's worth it because I don't go to the movies that much. You're paying $10 a month. If you go to the movies twice a month, it more than pays for itself. Because you would have spent $20 or more going to the show, and you only paid $10. You only pay half of that. So literally, you get a 2-for-1. I mean, that's a deal. You'll go to the store. not wanting to buy, a certain particular item, you will see it, oh, it's 2 for 1. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and get that. It's like, it's kind of the same thing. So I say it's well worth it, in my opinion. How to use it. So when you, basically, or how you get it. I'm explaining. So you would go on MoviePass.com, or you would download the app, and you can do it on anywhere you get the app, whether it's on Amazon, because if you have a Kindle or whatever, you can get it Google Play, or just wherever you can do it on iOS, the Apple, or whatever. Wherever you can get apps from, download it, and then you just have it on your phone. Now, keep it on your phone because you're going to need it to use your card. It's very vital to use your card. So once you download the app, you're basically going to go in there, sign up, and you give all your information, and they're going to send the card out to you. I don't know how it is right now with getting the card and the wait, because when I got it last year, that was a little bit after they knocked the price down from like $30 to $50 to $10. So it had a big surge and people wanting to get it. So I had to wait like basically a month before I got it. But I don't know how it is now. You might have to wait a little bit longer than 5 to 7 or 10 business days. But once you get it, it's all golden. So once you get it, like I said, keep the app on your phone. What you do, you'll have all your information in the app or whatever. So you'll go on it. You'll go select the movie theater that you're going to go to. And like I said, you got to be on site within 100 yards of the movie theater. So once you go to the movie theater and you're parked out front, you can open up the app, pick the movie theater that you're going to, pick the movie that you're going to go see, and then pick the time that you're going to go see it. Once you do all that, it will say check in. You hit check in, and then it'll say you have 30 minutes to use your card. What it does, it uploads the money onto your card. So once you get the money onto there, you'll use it like a regular debit or credit card. So you'll just go in, swipe it on the kiosk, or give it to the person at the box office. Bam, you can go see a movie. The only other thing that I wanted to mention is that they had this thing called e-ticketing. E-ticketing is just you don't need your card at all. So if you can't wait and you live near a movie theater that has e-ticketing, and you would know because the MoviePass would show that it has e-ticketing. Not all movie theaters have it. Only certain movies have it. 2 movie theaters that's near me, but they're a good little distance away. But I think both of them is about like 20 to 30 minutes away, depending on how I drive. And I drive fast, not too fast, but I know how to drive anyway. Despite the fact, if you're lucky enough to live near a movie that have e-ticketing, and you're sitting there waiting for your MoviePass card to come in, then you don't need to use it. You don't need to have your card to use it. You just go to the movie theater, and I think you don't even have to be in front of the movie theater in order to do it. Because I believe I was trying to show somebody it, and she ended up getting the card too. But I was showing her it about the e-ticketing, and I ended up hitting it, and I wasn't nowhere near the theater. We was at work about 15 something minutes away from the theater. I hit the e-ticketing, and it gave me the passcode in order to use it. So with the e-ticketing, I don't think you gotta be at the theater. So with that, I don't think you gotta worry about being in front of it. You can be at home, do it before you leave, and then head out to the theater. If it's like 10 minutes away, bam, do it. But the e-ticketing, it's the same way you do it. Same way you do it with the regular card. You'll just go onto the site, you'll go onto the app, then you'll pick the movie theater, the movie, the time, and then you'll hit e-ticket. And once you hit e-ticket, they'll have a thing to where you'll do like a M. You have to make an M in the pattern. I don't know why, but once you do that, then they'll send you a code. And what you do is that once you go to the movie theater, you'll go to the kiosk or the box office, and then at the kiosk you'll type in the code. You'll do everything on there, pick the movie and stuff like that on the kiosk, and then it'll print out your ticket. Get the movie. But if you go to the box office, you'll show the person or give them the code or whatnot. They'll just type it in their computer and print out your ticket, and basically that's it. So it's basically the same way, just a little bit different. But with the e-ticket, you don't need the card. They'll send you the code through the app, give it to them, and then bam, you get to see your movie. The only thing that they just started to do when you use your card, they haven't done it for e-ticketing yet, but the only thing that they did for using your card is that they have this thing to where you have to take a picture of the ticket stub after you buy your ticket, and you have to submit it to to MoviePass. If you submit it to iPass, I don't know if it's gonna count, but if you submit it to the MoviePass, it'll submit, and then that's basically it. Which I don't think is too much to ask, and I'm gonna get to the reason why I believe, actually I know why they're starting to do that. Well, why they do that, but it shouldn't be too much to ask because majority of us take pictures of our movie tickets every time we see a movie. So it's nothing. And what it does is that once you hit check in, once you use your card, because e-ticket it don't pop up, but when you go to a theater and you have to use your card, it'll pop up, and it'll have once you hit check in, it'll tell you that you have to take a picture of your ticket stub or whatever. And you have until the next time you use your MoviePass to submit a photo of your ticket stub to MoviePass. So it'll give you enough time. You ain't got to do it right then and there. And it also says that if you don't, then it may affect your account. I don't know how. I'm just not about to do it. I'm just not about to not follow the rules, because I'm enjoying my MoviePass. So I submit it every time, because I take a picture of every time I go to the show and put it on social media. So it's nothing to me, and a lot of you guys do that too. So I mean, it pops up right after that notification pop up. You just hit OK, and then it'll give you 30 minutes to use your card. And while that screen is on there, it also has a thing to where you can go to your photos or to your camera. You just hit the camera symbol. It'll show your camera pop up. Take a picture of your ticket stub, and then it'll say retry or OK at the top. If the picture is clear enough, hit OK, and it'll submit it right then and there. So it's nothing. It's nothing where you have to go out your way to do this, to do that. It pops up right there when you hit check in and all that stuff. So, but I believe that they did it. It's because MoviePass, what it does, it sends the money to your card. So even though you're picking the movie theater, the time, and even though you're picking the movie theater, the movie, and the time, all it does is send the movies to there. So you literally can pick one movie, the time, and go see another, and pay for another film. Because it's not where it restricts you from where you have to see this movie. It just sends the money to the card. Because I don't know if they really can find out if you're going to go see that specific movie. And one thing that people was able to do, I think a lot of people caught on to it, and that I've did it before. I'm not even gonna be ashamed to admit that I've did it before, which I think is the reason, that was part of the reason why, but I think this is majority of the reason why they have you send the ticket stub to the MoviePass, is that, like I said, it's not allowed at it's not allowed, it don't allow you to see IMAX and 3D films. Let's say you want to go see IMAX, but you don't want to pay for it. So average movie ticket about $10, maybe a little bit more depending on where you're at and stuff like that. IMAX 3D or whatever is about $15 some, maybe a little bit lower, maybe 12 at the least, 12 to about $20 depending on where you're at. So let's say that you want to go see the IMAX, but you don't want to pay it. What I've done before, and what I think probably a whole bunch of other people did before, was that they would pick a time for another movie that's close to the IMAX showing. Then you will pick that movie and all that stuff, and it'll send that $10 to the card or whatnot. And then you'll go to the box office, and then you will say that you want to go see this other movie. I mean, of course, you ain't going to say that, but let's say, for the hell of it, my experience. I'm talking about my experience. So, my experience with it is that I wanted to go see Justice League in IMAX. Okay, so I wanted to see Justice League in IMAX. So what I did was that I picked the closest time that Justice League 2D was showing close to the time that I was going to go see it in IMAX. So I hit the Justice League one that was in 2D, and I picked that time. let's say 7 that 2D was showing, but then the IMAX was showing at like 7:15. So I hit the 2D one, but I paid, since the money was just uploaded, since just the money is uploaded to the card, and that's it. I told the person at the the box office that I want to go see Justice League in IMAX. So he run me up for IMAX, and then I used the card. It paid for it, but I had to pay the difference. So $5 out of like a 15, or nah, it was I think it was like about $13 for the IMAX. So $10 of it was paid, or $11 of it was paid, and I only had to pay a couple dollars out of my own pocket, and I was able to see the IMAX. So I believe that's the reason why they did it. So I'm not going to tempt it. I'm not a rebel to test it out to see if, say if I did that again now and I still submitted the IMAX ticketing, they probably might send me an email saying like, you can't do this again, or else your account is going to be suspended, or blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to test it. More than likely, that's the reason why they did it. But, it's whatever. But in any case, like I said, this is I highly recommend you get it. If you're a movie lover, or if you want to go to the movies, but you just don't have the money and stuff to go to the movie theaters all the time and stuff like that, because like I said, the average movie ticket nowadays is about 10, maybe even more, depending on where you live at. And that's just the 2D. That's not IMAX or 3D. I know in some places a regular movie ticket is like $13, $15, $16 for just a regular 2D movie. So if you're going to go see IMAX, or if you're going to go see a regular movie theater, not movie theater, but it's, if you're gonna go see a movie, and like if you want to be able to see more movies, I suggest you go ahead and get this. This was a great experience. Everybody has a different experience, but my experience with it is that I love it. I still have it, and I'm still gonna continue to use it. It's a lifesaver. If you basically don't have enough money to come out your own pocket to go to the movies, MoviePass, bam, go to the show. You ain't got to pay for it yourself. You can still go see a movie at the theater. So it's going to have people going to go to the theaters a lot more often. But like, give it a try. Give it a try. If you don't like it, or if you feel like it's not for you, you can always cancel. But like I said, you can't subscribe again for like 6 to 9 months. That's the only drawback. But if you get it and you like it, keep it. Hell, thank me. Thank me for it or whatever. But like I said, if it's something that interests you, go ahead, check it out. I highly recommend it. I had a great experience with myself. I'm not getting paid by MoviePass, which I wish I was, because I would be praising its glory. But like all the flaws, don't worry about that. But yeah, I mean, it was my experience was good. I say go get it. Just check it. Just try it out. See if you like it. But yeah, that gone ahead, and that ends this episode of the Take One podcast. And I hope you guys liked it. I hope you got some insights out of it. I hope this made you want to get the MoviePass and everything else, which is really kind of like a big reason why I was able to see as many movies as I was seeing this year. And hopefully you guys go ahead and purchase it, because it's well worth it. And maybe I'm gonna do one again about Cinemia. I've been thinking about that. Right now I'm not in a position. Like I said, I got into an accident, so right now I'm not really getting that income like that. So Cinemia has another deal that's similar to it, but I'm gonna look it up and let you guys know about it. Probably might do a quick takes about it. Probably might do another podcast about it. But I mean, it's whatever. But yeah, okay, that ends this. Is episode 64 of the Take One podcast. Everything else is in the description below, from checking out my other podcasts, movie reviews and stuff like that, and as well as follow me on social media. And yeah, that wraps it up, and I will catch you guys on the next one. And also, thank you for following me and listening to this or whatever. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.